Watson, right-hand man to Mayweather's advisor, Al Heyman, says Floyd wants to fight Manny now. Quote, Floyd wants to fight him real bad. Floyd, that's all he talks about is fighting Manny Pacquiao. So once the deal is said and done, you'll see the biggest fight you ever saw in your life. I believe there's going to be 2 fights. He beat Algeria up real bad. He whipped on that boy. He's back to being Manny Pacquiao. That makes the fight great for Floyd. Floyd wants him to be at his best. Meanwhile, Manny posted this on the gram. This is the message. Stop throwing punches on Instagram and let's get into the ring. Hashtag TBE, the best excuses. Let's get in the ring. We're putting Manny Pacquiao on the hook, Stephen A. Smith. What do you make of his Instagram messages as of late?
Well, he's obviously desperate. He wants to fight Floyd Mayweather Jr., but I'm going to give Manny Pacquiao credit for this. I don't think it's because of the money. I know he needs the money. And I don't mean that disrespectfully. He's incredibly philanthropic. He gives a lot to his people back in the Philippines, and that's to be commended. I hope that he has a lot of money for himself, because you can't take care of everybody.
Right.
You certainly can't take care of anybody if you don't take care of yourself first. So I hope that he's wise with his generosity and charitable ways. But I don't, even though I know that a lot of it has to do with money, in this particular instance, when I hear Manny Pacquiao talk now, when I see the way he's trying to egg Floyd Mayweather on, I don't believe it's just about the money anymore. I believe it's about Floyd coming out and saying this is pretty much the last year of his career. And Manny is like, oh, don't you dare leave before fighting me. You see what I'm saying? And I think that has a lot to do with it. What I also, and that's why I said I've defended Floyd on many occasions, and I'm not stopping defending him now, despite, you know, his verbiage against me at that particular time. By the way, we talked and everything's cool.
That's
but here's
nice
the deal. I went up to him in L.A., you know.
Okay.
But here's the deal. With all of that being said, I maintain the position that I've said. I'm done with all of this stuff. The minute I heard Amir Khan's name for Floyd Mayweather, I was done. That's it. No.
And I'm still hearing that.
And that I don't want to hear a thing. I'm going to say what I've been saying. Floyd Mayweather is the best in the world. I believe he will eat Manny Pacquiao up. But I cannot defend him fighting anybody other than Pacquiao, because he repeatedly has said to us, I just want to give the people what they want to see. And now I'm reading on, FightHype.com, they got one of his uncles, Jeff Mayweather, saying Floyd wants him. This is all the stuff that I was hearing from Floyd all of these years. These are very accurate quotes by Jeff Mayweather about his nephew Floyd. How Floyd wanted him, how Floyd thought he was, doing something, how Floyd even offered him $40 million, et cetera, et cetera. But now it has to happen because the public is clamoring for it, and both of their careers are winding down. Okay? That is absolutely where I'm going with this. To me, there was no urgency, Skip, until I heard Floyd say, I'm thinking about retiring in the next year. I'm like, whoa. Wait a minute. I'm here thinking all of this time. You just, listen, you wait for Manny to get it together, get Aram out of the way, all this stuff. The second I heard retirement, I'm like, oh, don't you dare leave. Not before we get this fight. Oh, no. That's what we're waiting for. And so, again, I'm not going to disrespect him the way you do, because I don't feel that way about him. I don't believe he's scared of Manny Pacquiao. I think he'll eat Pacquiao up. I think he'll give him a boxing lesson and probably will take him out late, like the 11th round. But it does not matter. You cannot give us Amir Khan or some fight like that. It's about Pacquiao. It's what we want. It's what we're waiting for. We've given you our support, our money with pay-per-view and everything like that. No, not now. We want Pacquiao. Floyd, it's time to eat that boy up. Period.
So your takeaway from the latest post by Manny on Instagram is what? Do you think that means this fight is closer to happening or farther away from happening? Closer. Closer? I think it's farther away.
Closer. Oh.
I loved what Manny said. Can I repeat this again?
Please do.
I love hearing it come out of my mouth.
Okay, sure.
Stop throwing punches on Instagram.
Oh.
Yes. Boom. And let's get into the ring. Is that not shaming Floyd into, let's just get this on right here, right now? And then with the final hashtag, TBE, as in the best excuse, because Floyd uses TBE as the best ever. And How clever was this? Way to go, Manny.
That's probably
the best excuse.
Probably wasn't Manny.
And he knows it wasn't Manny who did that.
I think it was. I'm going to give Manny credit.
All I was saying,
it might have been a Bob Arum special, but I love it.
You have to have all your faculties in order to do
that. Here we go.
And you have to be awake to do it.
So he was still
Manny,
asleep?
are you okay?
He was playing chess.
Okay.
Are you okay, Manny?
As the immortal Sam Watson just said.
Immortal?
Yeah, I don't know who Sam Watson is. Do you know Sam Watson? I don't know him. But he's the assistant to the assistant. He said in his video interview with, what was it called? What's the...
Fight Hype.
Thank you.
FightHype.com.
Thank you. In a video interview, he said that he's a very close friend and spends a lot of time with Floyd. So I'm going to have to accept that at face value.
I know their faces.
Okay, all right, fine. Okay, fine. But he did say, he gave Manny credit. He said he beat Algieri up real bad. Because he did. He beat him up real bad.
He did.
And you know what?
He did.
That had to only scare Floyd Mayweather Jr. even more. More.
He said that's where he wants him.
I know.
He's back.
Okay, but that's what Sam Watson, whoever Sam Watson is, that's what he said.
That's what he said.
Okay. In fairness, Floyd has always told me he wants Manny at his best.
At his best.
He's always said that.
I want to hear that.
Excuses.
I want to hear that from one man and one man only, and I want to hear it today. I dare you, Floyd Mayweather Jr., hold a press conference today and tell the Vegas boxing writers, I want Manny Pacquiao now, and I want him real bad. That's what I want to hear. I want to hear it.
But let's be fair. Let's be fair here. When Manny Pacquiao says what he says, he gives the impression that he's willing to fight for free, and we know better. We know he wants his money. That's
but we
point
heard his
one.
conditions. He sat right here.
That's in fairness, he sat closer to you than he did to me. He was sitting there with the shades, taking them off, laughing at me when I'm thinking that he thinks he could beat Floyd Mayweather. But my point to you is that that's point number one. Point number two, I don't like Bob Arum's words when he says, we all know there's one guy that is a bit hesitant. Bob Arum is acting like he has nothing to do with the hiccups that have taken place in terms of this encounter. Bob Arum has a lot to do. Now, I'm not saying he's wrong because he is a businessman, and this is not his job to appease the public. He's been at this for a long time. He's a genius at what he does. He has a right to get his take, earn his money. But the fact is, don't act like you have nothing to do with why this fight has not taken place. And don't act like you wouldn't have anything to do with it now. Bob Arum, Golden Boy Promotions, remember, Floyd Mayweather's right-hand man, Richard Schaefer, left Golden Boy Promotions. So now you got Golden Boy himself, Oscar De La Hoya, running the show, I believe, anyway. And then you've got Bob Arum, who obviously would be the promotional arm in this fight. That's a problem for Floyd. Floyd does not like this man. So we got to be fair to Floyd and take that into consideration.
But we've heard there's a meeting of the minds.
All right, so if there's a meeting of the minds, bottom line is simple. Here's what I want to hear from Floyd. I ain't interested in fighting anybody else.
No.
Put it on Bob Arum to move out the way.
Sure.
Or to move out the way enough to get a deal done. All I want to hear from Floyd is, I'm not really interested in fighting anybody else. Now, I'm not going to settle for any deal that I don't like. It has to be a deal I like. But I'm not interested in fighting anybody else. Because we're not interested in seeing Floyd against anybody else.
I feel like money is just a foregone conclusion. That this is going to be one of the biggest fights ever. You trying to tell me you don't think either one of them are going to be able to agree on a deal when it comes to money?
I'm saying to you that the money is a problem, Kerry, because Bob Arum is the promoter. And when you're a promoter, you're getting 30 to 33% of a take that Floyd may have a problem with. That's how he is. And you can't knock him because no boxer in history has confiscated as much money as Floyd Mayweather. Clearly, he knows what he's doing. You don't have a boxing association meeting to protect fighters and things. You got people on Capitol Hill trying to come up with legislation to protect fighters. You got a players association in the NFL, the Major League Baseball, NBA, you know, all of this stuff. But you have no representation for boxers, just like you have no representation for college athletes. These are a problem. So when you look at it and Floyd steps into the fray and shows himself to be a brilliant businessman, we can't hate on that. The point is, you've already made your money.
And that's exactly what I was about to say.
So since you made that money, now it's our turn.
Thank you.
We
Give
want
the people
fight.
what they want.
Marcos Madonna, according to my sources, CBS, Showtime, they lost in excess of $16 million on the last 2 Madonna fights for Floyd. You're trying to make that up. It is time. All I want to hear from Floyd. I'm not saying settle for a bad deal. I would never encourage that. But Floyd should be able to say, look, America, I'm not interested in fighting anybody else. I want the fight you want. Let's get Arum out of the way for me. Let's make this happen. I want to hear that from Floyd.
Hashtag,
I will believe it when I hear it.
What's the hashtag?
TBE,
Yeah, what's
the
that?
best excuse.
Oh,
Not the
okay.
best ever, the best excuse.
Oh, okay.
That's where we
Floyd
are right now.
Mayweather will give Manny Pacquiao a boxing lesson.
You know
a
what?
boxing lesson.
Floyd knows in his heart of hearts he would get hit and he would get hurt by Manny Pacquiao.
Okay.